Everybody say cheese. Give me a wave, come on. You wouldn't expect me to not take a picture and put it on Instagram, would you? So car journeys, train journeys, tube journeys and walks later, I'm here, despite all the odds. And I was going to start this little talk with a kind of like, you know, I'm thrilled to be in the room with so many talented, innovative people with drive and all that sort of thing. But actually, a bunch of mums got together on Twitter, Facebook, and text message this morning to arrange our travel arrangements when we found out all the lines were closed from Brighton to Balcombe through to Hayward's Heath. So that actually is a very good sort of social media testimonial, I think. The fact that we found out, you know, from Twitter where we could go and where we should be. We messaged each other privately on Messenger and then shared it all. And so, and we're here because of that. So that's great. Round of applause for Facebook. But the fact that everyone's here today, and excuse me if I repeat anything that anyone said before, because I literally have just walked in the room, but obviously you're making a commitment, and if social media is part of that commitment... Oh, do I have to move this on, yeah? Woo! All right, okay, right. So I'm not going to sit here and say to you, right, everybody should be on Facebook, you should have a page, you should do this, you should do that, because as we know, that can change in the next 6 months to the next year. And that kind of how to use these things, tutorials, that information is already out there. Earlier this year, when I spent a lot of time talking to small businesses, a lot of time talking to all size businesses actually, and one of the common denominators was that people don't approach social media with a proper plan. Everybody knows how to click the buttons and maybe share an image, but they have no idea if their content is really connecting with the people that they want it to connect with. And that's the common denominator. So I thought today I would give you something that you can take away with you and that could last you through all the digital changes that come that way, an underlying plan, a 7-step plan that I swear by for my clients and for the work that I do. The word strategy, is there anybody that's kind of overwhelmed by that word? Do they think that, oh, strategy, I'm not ready for strategy? Hands up. But it does mean plan, doesn't it? I mean, that's what it means. But I believe no matter how big or how small you are, you need a social media strategy. You need a communication strategy over social media. So I have boiled it down to 7 simple steps. And after today, I believe you're going to be emailed this. And inside the little ebook, there's an action plan. I've set you exercises so you can do them. So after each one of these simple steps, you can do some work and come back and ask me, tell me how you've done. Sorry about this. Okay. And I firmly believe that last point on here is I don't think you need to be a digital expert to do your own social media plan. If you can afford to have the budget to employ someone for you, then fine. But today, these 7 simple steps are about you understanding what it takes to build effective content that connects with the audience and, gets you the sales and connections that you want. So, step 1. Define your goals. It's about having a goal for each platform that you want to operate in. So I'm making a huge assumption here that social media is going to be part of your marketing mix, that it's something you want to invest some time and money in. And if so, you need to align your business goals to what you're trying to do on Facebook. And then when you come down to the content level, each post should have a purpose. So for example, if it is to get people to sign up to your website, to your mailing list, make sure that post and that whole strategy for that week, that month, that those goals are very clear. And when you see my 7-step action plan, your exercise, your first step is to start this document and write it down. Okay, step 2. Do your research. understand your customers, but not just their purchasing habits or their, you need to understand their social media habits. You need to understand when they're online, what they're doing when they're online. And this is all stuff you can do. You may need to invest a little bit of time in it, but it is out there. You can go on pages of competitors, similar products, and have a look at what times people are commenting, what kinds of things they're saying, who's sharing what, and do your own little bit of research in your target market. And the data, the analytics, and I will come on to that later as well, but it is free. It's there. The basic stuff that you can use to underpin that plan is all there on Twitter with the analytics and Facebook with the insights. So investing the time in that step 2, I really believe is worth it. And this is all about having this plan to reduce what can feel a little overwhelming about social media. Step 3, commitment. Who here in the room has committed to social media as part of their marketing plan? Okay, so you've made that commitment. How many platforms on average does everyone commit to? 2? 3? Anybody? 3? Anybody on 4 or more? Yes. Okay. Who's finding that anyone doing more than 3 is quite overwhelming? Yeah. Okay. So it can be. I always tell people that trying to be digitally omnipotent is not going to get you what you want to achieve. There is that burning desire that so-and-so's on this and they're posting this and that business has done this great promotion on this platform. I need to be doing the same. I need to be here, I need to be there. But you will burn out. And this is where I come back to the word plan and strategy and having a clear goal. The proof is in the pudding, because I have recently, for example, with a client, cut in half the content that we were putting out there with the same, if not better, quality results. So the results being that we've reached the same number of people and even gained more clicks because it's quality content, research posted at the right time to aiming at the right people. So the commitment, I believe, is picking one platform best suited to your business, and that goes back to your research. And when you've committed to that platform and you've spent a lot of time and energy putting some investing in some good quality content, sourcing some good images, you'll find you'll naturally develop habits, and it'll start to become like clockwork. It'll start to feel quite natural. And then when you feel that audience has been built with that network, then you can move on to your next one. This is my belief on how to approach it if you're the one that's in charge of everything and, and the sole person for this, executing this plan. So, step 4. Well, plan. We should have plan bingo. How many times I say it. So we've all said that social media is a key part of our plan. And we've accepted that, we need to be digitally aware. We need to have put digital at the heart of our promotional strategies for our business. So what's holding you back from actually sitting down and spending time to plan? I think the urge is with social media, because we're on there from a personal perspective, is just to get on there and post. Let's get ourselves out there. But this 7-step plan is about just taking a step back and having a look at how that will look like. But, and this is one thing that is very, very close to my heart, everything you do with your business, the direction you take it, I believe you need to ask yourself, okay, we want to sell this much of this product. How will we do this on social media, and include that as a part? So if it's not the focal part of your marketing plan, think also about how that will look on social media. So if you extend that promotion out to that. And the other thing in terms of reducing the overwhelm of social media is actually creating the content in advance. That would also avoid things like spelling mistakes, links not working, that sort of thing, and also selecting the right kind of image or multimedia to go with the experience that you're trying to give your followers and grow your audience. It's worth investing the time, again, to create that content plan. Step 5, be visual. How many people here have used Facebook Live for your business? Yeah. And what did you did you get good reaches? Did you get good clicks? There's good engagement. The platforms are the multimedia connects. It's a fact now that multimedia, images and video are more likely to connect your message with what you're trying to say to the people that you want, that are going to take action, i.e. a purchase or a sign up or whatever action you want them to take. So it's time to have fun with these things. And for me, this is the fun part of social media, and anybody can be visual with your business. I follow a business magazine called Founder on Instagram. And you think, a business magazine, how can that be visually sort of appealing? They're just talking about, I think it's aimed at entrepreneurs, but they've found a way through inspirational slogans, through tiny little pictures of their days or events. They found that way to inspire and connect with people together with the commentary that they're putting with it. So any business, even if you think your business isn't particularly visual, it is. And if you want to ask me about that later, I'm more than happy to chat to anyone about ideas about how you can get a bit more visual. Invest in some training around the visual. Video blogging, and you'll hear more about that later, but it is going to be the future of how you connect with clients. I think the statistic is 67% of people are more likely to make a purchase after watching a video. So that's quite a high number. And you can actually prepare your own images. You can use some apps that have been made very simple to use for the phone, where you can just arrange the image, improve the image, add some text, and prepare those for your business. Prepare an image library. Have a library of about 20 to 30 pictures that you can then pull out and use at times that you think are appropriate. And having that in advance will also help you manage the social media process a lot more effectively. And you have an opportunity if your business is you, and you have this opportunity because there's no corporate hoops to jump through in terms of posting content. I worked in environments with agencies where content plans for the month have to be signed off by 3 different people, which with social media removes that whole feeling of the now, feeling that you're in contact with what's going on now with social. So as business owners that are in charge of their own marketing, if that's the position that you're in, then you have a real opportunity to show the personal side of you and your business, and users will appreciate that and stay loyal to that. Step 6, engage. Does everybody know what I mean by engage? It's I bang the drum about social media being a two-way street. I don't know, has anyone been on Facebook since it started, 2008, 2009? Anybody? So when we all first were on Facebook and Twitter, it was quite social, it was quite chatty, wasn't it? Everybody was chit-chatting and, and you'd go on Twitter and you'd have a right good chat for the whole evening with people. It's now with 500 billion tweets a day or whatever it is, obviously that's a little bit more difficult, but we as businesses still need to engage with our customers. Social media, effective content on social media is about sharing stories. It's about connecting to your readers through a story around your business and to encourage that conversation about that story. I would say that I've come across people using promotional content either too much or too little even. some of the customers that I've worked with, some of the brands that I've worked with, were too chatty, and then customers don't feel that's quite professional enough. So you do need to strike that balance between the professional promotional images. You need to signpost your audience as to where to go, where you want them to go, where you want them to click. But at the same time, tell this story about your business and why you want your customers to come into your community and be a part of that. I personally would say that everybody who is running and committing to a social media account needs to set aside some time each week to do a little bit of engagement. Every other day, if you can, a couple of times a week, it will yield results. And the most important thing about that is also you are demonstrating your expertise in your field. Step 7, measure. Oh, stats. It is really, obviously, a lot of people who's not in their comfort zone when it comes to statistics and analytics and whatnot. Yeah, it isn't, but if you are going to make this commitment to social media, these free resources available, so Facebook Insights and Twitter Analytics, there are a couple of key measures, just a couple, that will tell you everything you need to know about your customers' social media habits, your audiences, so that you can then refine that content and target it even better when you go to write and approach the next promotion. This is the step here, step 7, where we revisit, we tweak the content plan, we can tweak the overall objectives every quarter, every year, and then start from the beginning again. So that's a very crass 80s tune reference, which I'm probably showing my age. So I would say, with the 7 steps, I would say that we need to go back and revisit our business goals on social media quarterly, or whatever point you sit down and you look at your business and your revenue goals, you need to have a look at the social media as well and make sure everything is aligned, that you're definitely going in that direction. You should give yourself a pat on the back. If you followed these 7 steps and you go away and you do my little action plan, you should say, well done, this is really, really good. And more good news, it does get easier. The more you do it, the more you get into a routine, it starts to become second nature. We tend to, with social media, look at it and say, oh, that doesn't work. I've given up. It's just not working for me. I hear that a lot. But the great thing about social media, if you're investing your own time and your own small amounts of money to yield results, is that you can have a look at what you've done, use those 7 steps and rip it up, start again, or pick it up and start again and keep going. We can learn from our mistakes, and the audience needs nurturing, not abandoning. So if something doesn't work, if we abandon them, well, you've got no chance of building up that audience. Stick with them. They've been loyal to you, you be loyal to them. So, as I said, after today, it's time to take action. If you do want to come and speak to me later about what platform is best, if you're in a quandary about content or what platform to pick or what time to spend on it, then please do come and talk to me later. I'm more than happy. But this 7-step plan is designed for you to go away and figure it out for yourself. And I believe this is something that can carry you through, the rest of your sort of business life. So the 7-step action plan will be coming your way with proper actions. In January 2017, I'm launching a content course, which will be daily activities to get you stimulated on writing good content and having some fun with it all, because obviously you can probably tell I think it's great fun. So thank you very much. As I said, I've probably been a little bit quick. So ask me today, tag me. I'm at Clarita Co Media and just tell me, if you go away, do the action plans, please just email me, chat to me and say, I've done this or I need help with this. I'm more than happy to help anyone. And thank you very, very much for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.